Hi everyone, I'm here with James Tucker, the producer of Batman Bad Blood. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Now, this is the third movie in the Damien arc,
Yes.
as far as these Batman movies have been going. What was what's the appeal of this Batman storyline that you really wanted to keep it going these past few years?
Well, the idea of Damien being introduced to the Batman line kind of starts the theme of family being introduced to Batman's line. I wanted to use real blood family because that's something Bruce Wayne hadn't had in any of his iterations before. Like, he literally has a son now. And so, spinning off of that, the first two movies explored what that was like to him and how it kind of caught him off guard and how he wasn't really ready for it. This is about the extended family, like the people he's affected by being in their lives, like Nightwing, Alfred, and Batwoman and Batwing. Um, and how do they deal with being in his world? And then when he's taken out of that world, how do they deal with being with each other? I equate it to how you're friends with someone who knows a lot of people or has a lot of people, and they're used to him being there. But when he's gone and those friends have to be with each other, it's awkward. Like, they don't know how to talk to each other. They don't know how to work together because that central friend is gone. And so that's kind of what this is about, is like they all have to figure out how to fill that void with Batman being gone. And so,
Yeah, I was actually going to ask about that. This is a movie where we're after the first sequence. The presence of Batman isn't really he's not
right,
there anymore,
yeah,
and so it seems like one of the central themes of it is how then do these characters connect with one another,
right,
and but at the same time, Jason was saying that even though he's not there, they still want to make sure that Gotham feels Batman's presence.
right,
So
yeah,
how did you bring all of that together? You know,
right.
there's a lot of characterization that has to come not only between the characters on screen, but you also have to have them make this decision to make Batman still be real for the audience.
Well, the thing about it, even though all these characters have their issues with Batman, there's a sense of family or connection to him, even when they're not blood connected. They don't want to let him down. Like, they immediately put aside what their lives are doing to fill the void that he has left. So they're self-sacrificing. So it's a weird kind of, it's almost like it's rare for a Batman story to talk about love. Like, these characters actually love Batman, even though he's a hard person to love. He's a difficult person. Nightwing has issues with Batman. Damian has issues that are totally different. Batwoman, we find out, has issues with Batman. Luke, Batwing, has issues, but they come through his relationship with his father. His father is constantly doing stuff for Bruce Wayne and ignoring Luke. So, I mean, it's very complicated and tricky, and there's a lot of depth to the story that may not appear there at first, but there's a lot of subtext with how the family dynamic works and how one person's life can affect so many other people's. So, for us, it was just building on the things we already knew about Batman and letting it grow. And when you take him out of the equation, it actually becomes very interesting because then you have these characters talking about Batman and how they feel about Batman, and they're saying stuff to each other they wouldn't say to him. So it definitely pushed the boundaries of what we've been doing on these movies. So
Yeah, I wanted to talk about Luke for a bit. What was the thought process? He's a relatively young character
yeah,
in the DC universe.
right.
Why did you think it was time to bring him into the story?
Well, again, as I touched on, the movie's about family. Lucius Fox has been a part of the Batman family since Batman Begins, as far as general audiences know. Comic book fans know it's been much
Of course,
longer.
yeah.
Um, how does Lucius fit into Batman's world? Well, Lucius helps Batman. He's like another Alfred for Batman. He's a techno Alfred. And so, but Lucius himself has family that may get ignored because of his devotion to Bruce Wayne. And Luke is the product of that. Luke feels that there's something pulling his father from him, and he thinks that if he's a part of that, maybe then he's more tied to his father. So it ties together. It's not like, I wanted to make sure if we introduced Batwoman and Luke, Batwing, into this, it wasn't just plopping them in out of thin air with no context. Where it shouldn't seem like they're just being plopped in because they look different. they have a reason to be tied to the Batman family, and they're part of the legacy. They're part of the greater universe of Batman, and it's just they haven't been exposed. And also, I didn't want to wait a million years to bring in characters that are new to the franchise. Like, a lot of times in animation, we'll gradually bring a character in who fans have known for years and years and years. And I'm like, well, these are new characters. They're fresh characters. Let's use them now. Why wait, so.
Yeah, so it was really an exploration about how Batman can not affect not just the immediate circle, but beyond that.
Right. It's about how he affects a lot of people, and how much they want to save his legacy. I mean, if he's not there, someone has to take up the slack because he would want them to.
So what's next on the horizon for DC Animated?
We've announced Justice League versus Teen Titans, and so that's another new thing for us to introduce a whole new line of characters who haven't been in DTVs at all. And it's our version of the Titans, so it'll be an interesting mix. It won't be strictly one version or another. It'll be different versions, different combinations, but it'll be a Titans you recognize.
So when's that one coming out? If this is early 2016?
This is winter of 2016. That one's coming out probably early summer.
Early summer? All right. Great. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
If Batman doesn't return soon,
I know. All bloody hell's gonna break loose.